Yo, I'm hopping all around, I'm a pink bird. I'm walking all around, better drink some Wawa. I'm just flamingo, I'm coming on your shoreline. Here I go, I'm gonna peacefully drink. Yo, I'm slowly creeping up to your front yard. Nothing threatening here, I'm just a flamingo. I'm a flamingo and I'm coming up to you. Oh, is that your child? I'ma rip out his motherfucking eyeballs. I'm gonna rip out his goddamn eyeball. I'm a flamingo, I'ma rip out your eyeball. I'm a flamingo and I'll get up in your child's eyeball. No more eyeball, child bitch.
Hello, Winking Block Fantasy Union, episode number 50. It's hard to believe you have listened to us 50 times. I'm not sure why, but on the show today we have got Victor Rodriguez, as always, and then our celebrity of the day, Mr. Nick Latouf.
How's it going, guys?
Man.
Good to be here.
50,
Well,
I've done something magical.
I
didn't know it
know.
was 50.
50, just like Along Came Polly. 50. No? Obscure movie references? Anybody?
No,
Well,
I got it.
Okay, perfect. As long as you two got it, we're good. Well, Victor, tell us about some recent activity this week in the Wink Fantasy Bot. Oh my God, the Winkenbach Fantasy Union. We should have picked an easier name for me to say.
Yeah, it's all right. So big spender was Jason Bad Juju, Curtis Samuel, $25. He was going to get Christian Kirk, but Darius Slayton was boss, so he wasn't able to get him. He got the running back of the week, Duke Johnson. Reason why he spent $15 there is because David Johnson probably isn't going to be available this week in the concussion protocol. And Duke Johnson, I believe, scored more points in his last game than any game that David Johnson's played in. So that's a nice pickup for him there. So Christian Kirk will fall to Jerry's Boys for $2. And then Jerry's Boys keeps on going with State's defense that he tried to get, but I successfully got him. Again, with the player involved, he wasn't going to get him. So not a lot of actions, just people kind of tighten up some loose ends with defenses. And Jason being the big spender and still has over $40 left. And
We
then
did have
followed by you.
We did have a little bit of trade activity since our last show, though, as well on Saturday.
Yeah.
Jacking off to Girly Picks, traded Antonio Gibson to Goat Emoji for Mark Andrews. Who's the winner there?
To me, it's Antonio Gibson. Just because it's a running back, so I like the running backs. Okay. And I don't know if you know, but your screen has been frozen for like this whole segment. But
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm moving on mine.
It hasn't been frozen.
Okay.
It could just be mine. Here you go. And I got a little visitor behind me somewhere. But yeah. So Mark Andrews, if you look at the schedule, he has a very favorable schedule, and Antonio Gibson's been passed around. He's been hit or miss lately, but I think he's a solid piece. And I think anytime we can get a starter running back, it's always a plus. So, and our trade deadline has been extended because I can't read, so it went from. Are you frozen too, Nick? Oh, so it went from this past Monday to this upcoming Monday at noon. Mm-hmm. But that's about it on the trade.
Yeah. So current standings, we have Jerry's Boys leading, and if you listen to the podcast those guys did for us, Jerry's Boys is a favorite in their eyes. Jerry's Boys leading the North and the South. Team Kick Your Ass at 6-3. 3 in a row, though. We can call it a streak now. He's on a losing streak of 3 in a row. In the East, Straight Cash Homie also at 6-3, and then I am 7-2 in the West. I feel pretty good about my lead in the West at this point, but I don't know that the number one seed's going to fall to me. I think I got a long way to go to try to get there. We will move on to some picks though for the week. First up, me and yours truly here, Nick's Kicks. Nick, tell me what you got in our game.
Well, as you guys all know, I have struggled this year. There has been quite a bit of adversity on the team. We did pull together a couple wins in a row, and then got hit with a bunch of bye weeks and some injuries. You know, in retrospect, my season Vic wanted me to come on and talk about the auto draft strategy that I accidentally implemented this season. And, at first glance, I thought it wasn't too bad. It was a pretty decent team. I think I was actually picked, in the top 5 initially before we started playing the games. And unfortunately, we started playing those games, and I started losing those games. But looking back, I've only had 2 games where I finished below 90 points. And I've been above 100 several times. And it took me to week 9 to be the lowest scorer of the week. So, you don't like to have moral victories in fantasy league or any league really. But looking back, I think the record is a little bit worse than the actual team. But getting to this week, I've got I think I have some decently favorable matchups, but I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up of anybody's ass today because Toll's been on a pretty good little streak, and I think you might have a good chance of pulling off W this week, Toll.
Yeah, I would say you faced a lot of bad luck. You have faced the 3rd most points against in the league, and that's a hard way to try to win. So, Victor, you make the pick between myself and our special celebrity guest here.
Yeah. So, Nick, I don't know if you got around to listen to that podcast out earlier. They actually liked your team from the draft. It was like, if you look at it, it's just luck. And I played you in week 1, and if I didn't have Devontae Adams scored 30 points, I think I only beat you by 10 points. So it is about luck. But Kenyon Drake you have right now, it's still a questionable if he's going to return or not. And if he doesn't return, you're slim pickings with those running backs that you have. Unfortunately, Justin Jackson went down on like the first play last week. So that kind of tells how your season is going. So I'm going to go take the Genitals just because I don't know what Kenyon Drake is right now. He gets Nick Chubb back, which is his number 1 running back. But you do catch a break with him having some players on bye, such as his kicker, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So I'm going to take Genitals, but I don't think if Drake plays, it's a lot closer. If he doesn't play, I think that Genitals goes on to 8-2 and continues his streak.
Next up, we have got Jerry's Boys against F the Franchise. Not a lot to be said for me in this one. I got Jerry's Boys. Victor, tell me what you see here.
I have Jerry's Boys. What's next? Not play.
That's true.
So Jaron just doesn't have enough going for him. Mine and his bet was he has to have to rename his team. I haven't decided yet because I got so much going through my mind with him. But it's definitely not going to be after franchise. And I think that Jerry's Boys, even without Christian McCaffrey, it was nice for him to show up. I don't think he'll have him this week, but it still won't be a factor in this matchup. Jerry's Boys takes it.
Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you guys. I think I don't have to look any further than Lamar Jackson against New England's defense. I think that pretty much sums it up right there. I think Jackson has a bounce-back game and runs all over the New England defense who got beat by the Jets on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, Jaron's really only Hail Mary is if Carson Wentz can somehow manage to not suck and play well against the Giants. And then Evan Ingram, obviously the tight end there for the Giants. I mean, there's 2 defenses that are just going to let everybody go. So that's really the only Hail Marys that he has, but I don't see it as being enough personally. So I, too, have Jerry's Boys taking it down there. Bad Juju at 4-5 against the Hood Rats at 3-6. Nick, who you got in Bad Juju v. the Hood Rats? That is Mr. Sprayberry against Mr. Luna.
Yeah, I think Jason's had a bit of bad luck this year too. I think I'm going to have to go with Mr. Luna and the Hood Rats this go around. I think, Will Fuller's had some pretty good games, and I think he's primed to have another good game against Cleveland, honestly. So I think he takes it, but I think it's maybe a little bit closer than what we might think.
Vic, what do you see?
So Jason needs a tight end, so I'm gonna go see him to see if he wants to make a trade. But I like Luna taking it. Billy doesn't like it when I pick him. He says that he loses every time. He told me this last week because I picked against him and he won. But I think he's got a lot going for it. Leonard Fournette, the whole Tampa Bay offense ran 5 rushes, which is NFL record. I don't think that's the case this week against Carolina, who just came off an emotional game with Kansas City. And I think they go back to establishing what they do best. Well, what Tom Brady does best: run short, run short. And Leonard Fournette is their pass catcher out of him and Ronald Jones. So I like the Hood Rats getting it against Bad Juju, and Bad Juju falls to 5-5, and Billy goes to 4-6, still keeping alive in that final wild card spot.
Yeah, I like Billy. I think if you listen to the guys that did the podcast for us, Deshaun Watson was a little bit of a reach, but he's still a 6th best quarterback this year. He's been fairly consistent throughout in spite of everything else that Houston doesn't have. Stephon Diggs has been a huge surprise. He is 4th in position rankings right now, so he has had a great year for where I believe he was drafted in the 3rd, 4th round. So that was a great pick by Billy. It's been rough for Billy, but Stephon Diggs has been a bright spot. So I got Billy getting it done also against Bad Juju. That takes us to Team Kick Your Ass 6-3 against the Lamb Chops at 5-4. Victor, tell us who you've got in Tommy Tidwell versus Terrence Ganaway.
I'm going to take Team Kick Your Ass this week. I think he's just overall team depth-wise better with his matchups of James Robinson against Green Bay. He's a top 5 running back, I believe. And Tyler Lockett on one week, blow up the next, off, and so forth. So I think that he gets it going this week. And then Lamb Chops, I don't think David Montgomery plays this week, also in concussion protocol, which is tricky because he's a Monday night player. And I don't think Cole Beasley against Arizona is pretty much anything right now either. So I'm taking Team Kick Your Ass and move to 7-3.
Nick, what do you see?
Yeah, for me, this game comes down to special teams. I see, Justin Tucker as one of the best kickers in the league, if not the arguably greatest kicker of all time. He is the most accurate of all time. And that's an factor to kick your ass. Even though I do like Terrence's running back depth. I mean, if you have Aaron Rodgers on your bench, I like that. But I think Team Kick Your Ass has a little bit of an edge this week, so I think they keep this train rolling.
Yeah, I too like Team Kick Your Ass. If Patrick Mahomes was playing, obviously Aaron Rodgers is not some steep drop off by any means this year, but Patrick Mahomes has been lighting it on fire for the last 2 weeks at 35, 32 points, something to that effect. Obviously, the best player at the quarterback position. I like Keenan Allen this week as well. Eric Ebron came through for Ganaway last week, did pull off that touchdown there late against the Cowboys, but I don't think it's enough this week to take down Tommy Tidwell. Once he fills that running back position, I think he probably wins that fairly handedly against Ganaway. So that'll bring us to our next matchup. That is Jack and Goff to Gurley picks against Goat Emoji. So Victor, tell us what you've got in the Jack and Goff game.
I have Goat Emoji winning this one. And it's the buy factor for me with Jack and Goff to Gurley picks. He's got too many key pieces, such a crucial matchup on a buy, such as Julio Jones and Amari Cooper. And then substituting Jared Goff in for Ben Roethlisberger is a very good play. He's going against Seattle's defense, but I don't think it's going to be enough to muster James Conner against Cincinnati and Travis Fulgham against the New York football Giants. So I'm taking Goat Emoji to win this one. And yeah, he'll improve his chances and get that wild card spot.
Yeah, I've got Goat Emoji also making a push here to get to 5-5. Would be really by Mike Green standards a little bit of a down year, but yeah, I see Goat Emoji pulling that off. So, Nick, you got anything there in that matchup?
No, I agree with you guys. I think Adam Thielen is primed to have a big game on Monday night, and then I think DK Metcalf goes off as well. So them having big games, and I don't like saying that name, Jackie.
Oh, yeah.
I have not say it as much as you guys have, so that's not exactly rolls off the tongue. But yeah, I got Gotomoji taking the W on this one.
Oh, you can never say that name to where it doesn't make you uncomfortable. Game of the week, obviously, if you've been doing the math at home, that only leaves us one game. The franchise against Straight Cash Homie. Big matchup here. Mark Woods has been on a tear at 6-3. Victor at 5-4. A loss here would not deal a huge blow to the playoff chances, but he's been on a roll as well. So somebody's going to have to stumble a little bit here. Nick, tell me if you think it's Mark Woods or my gracious co-host here, Victor Rodriguez.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tight one, I think. Looking at the roster here, and I honestly, I don't know if anything. It's just going to come down to who scores the points, right? I think at any point, these guys have a big game. There's good matchups out there. I'm going to have to lean a little bit towards the franchise. He's got a little bit of a little too swag on today. If you guys are watching at home, with the hat, so I think he edges it off. Edges the Straight Cash homie, but I wouldn't doubt if it was by less than a point here, and maybe a stat correction could come into play and change the game. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. Straight Cash Homie he's got a lot rolling for him this week. Antonio Brown, Victor, are you really going to roll Antonio Brown out there again and see how that goes? Is that what we're doing here?
It's going to be Brandon Ayuk probably. That's what I'm probably going to do. Brandon Ayuk.
Man, yeah, I think obviously, when you look at it for matchup wise, I don't think you've got anything that really concerns you that much. I just don't have a whole lot of faith in all those guys to perform. DJ Chark, like you and I talked about, I don't trust Teddy Bridgewater as far as I can throw him. And his throwing motion's god awful. I can't stand it. Maybe that's why I don't like him very much.
Well, Teddy Bridgewater is not even his quarterback.
He's not even. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on DJ Moore. Maybe did we talk about that and I misspoke that also? I definitely did. I definitely saw that, and I see DJ Moore in my head.
That's on Nick's team. That's the underperformance.
Yeah, I got to deal with Tannehill.
I'm just not crazy about it. Something in my gut tells me that Mark Woods gets it done this week. It'd be hard to convince me otherwise. Obviously, Michael Thomas he's been hurt for so long, but I mean they've got they want to tell me he's going to score 12 points this week. If he does, I think it's over. Just something to me tells me Mark Woods gets it done with Straight Cash Homie. Victor, you want to do your full breakdown and sell the people on why you think you can take this win?
Yeah, so I just made the switch from Ayuk, moved him up in place of Antonio Brown. So I see some more. Antonio Brown's more of the playoff schedule. He's got Atlanta and stuff like that. So take Brandon Ayuk in the flex because what Coach Shanahan said last week was 85% of their offense was going to run through Ayuk last week with their injuries. Now they get a couple pieces back, but Kendrick Bourne went back onto IR. So I think it's going to get touches, and Antonio Brown, I'm not sure if he can. So that's why I made that switch. Melvin Gordon, I don't know if y'all have been tracking. He had a DUI. His court thing was on Friday, but they pushed it back to next week. So I was hoping Philip Lindsay could get that 3-game in, but here we are. So the reason why I should win is because Justin Herbert is the QB4 on a points per game basis. He averages 24 points a game. Tom Brady versus Carolina. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 or 5 touchdowns last week. I don't think that's the case with Tom Brady this week, even though when they get down there, they like to throw the ball a lot. But Carolina's tough out. Melvin Gordon is being outperformed by Philip Lindsay on all measures, touchdowns, yards, just not the carries. DeAndre Hopkins silent. I think that he'll get up there this week. But Buffalo is they're starting to come along with their defense, starting to get colder. But it's in the dome, so it's going to be a tough outing. Devontae Adams, I need another 30 points from him. So it's going to be tough. But
if Mark Woods doesn't get more than 2 points out of Tom Brady this week, it will be tough, but I don't think anybody expects him to repeat that performance that he had against New Orleans. So,
and if I lose, I've still got the wild card spot. But if I win, I stay alive. I can probably get that top seed a bye week as well.
So
I'm on a 3-game winning streak, guys.
So where are we at right now on current standings? Obviously, the 4 division leaders at this point are going to be in the top 4 spots. As far as wild card goes, there are 2 5 and 4 teams: the franchise and the Lamb Chops. It's going to be tough for Bad Juju. Obviously, if Gotomoji gets even here, he'll be right there on the cusp as well. So I guess, Victor, at this point, where do you see who do you have projected to take wild cards, and do you think any of the current division leaders do not end up actually winning their divisions?
So it's going to come down to week 13. Division people are locked in, I think, pretty much. You got the West locked up, East locked up by Mark. Me and Chris, if he's still got to play you, I believe, and he's got another tough matchup as well. So if I could get some help along the way there, and then I play you in the final week. So it's tough to say, but it's going to go to week 13. I think right now, as it stands, it's pretty decent. Gotomoji and Juju, like I said, play in week 13, so that could be a factor for that 6th wild card spot. Unless the train just falls off for me and Terrence, who we also play each other in week 12. So I think that it's time to start winning at this point, if you haven't. But I like it going forward. I think that you won't hold on to that number 1 seed, though. But it's all right. It's only been 1.
I don't feel great about it. I mean, obviously, I got Jerry's boys next week. Then I've got the bye week against Joe Tiger. That's easy. We can chalk that up to a W. And then I got you in week 13. So I don't know. I don't feel great about it, but it doesn't bother me not to be the number 1 seed. I would like a bye, obviously, but I think our podcast boys had me projected as the 3 seed going to the playoffs.
Yeah. And I mean, if you were to, because out of the division leaders, you beat Mark, and and Chris has the points leader. So that 3-way tie, if y'all were both to be, or all 3 of y'all 7-3, Jerry's boys would go to 1st seed. You would fall to 2nd seed because you have that head-to-head matchup with Mark. So it's not the end all be all for you. I think you're in a good ship. I don't even know the rest of your schedule. But
yeah, I've got Nick, got Jerry's boys, and I've got Jack and Golf to Gurley's picks, and then I got you. So that's my last 4.
Yeah. So next week's going to be a big one for you.
Yeah, next week, if I can win next week, that goes a long way to securing a bye. Probably or likely securing a bye, assuming that I can win one of the last 2. So it'll be interesting right now. I am obviously in the 1 seed. Jerry's boys is claiming the 2nd bye. And then number 2, if Lamb Chops can get booted out of that 6th seed, that 3 versus 6 game, if Gotomoji's in it, will be a tough out for Gotomoji. I think he's got a lot of playoff favorable matchups. So currently 5 seed versus 4 would be a rematch of what we've got this week, the franchise against Straight Cash Homie, if everything ended today. So a lot to be decided, a lot to be seen. Nick, what do you have for the last word for episode number 50?
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on for the 50th episode. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, at this point in the season, my season's over with. So now I'm just trying to wreck some people's playoff hopes. If I can squeak out a win against Tull this week, maybe that'll make you scramble a little bit. I think you sneak in the playoffs. I'm not real worried about you, but we I would like to push us towards a dynasty league because I'm in a position now to where this season means literally nothing other than just destroying playoff hopes. So for me, I could work on next year now if, we move to a dynasty league. I could make some moves, try to get some draft picks, things like that. So let's just open that conversation up. I know it's far from the off season. We still got the postseason to get through. And I look forward to watching that and following that. But, one thing I like about this league is we're always trying to improve it and make it better. And it's a very democratic process of getting things passed and approved and to evolve the league. So I guess that's what I would end on today is just, let's consider that dynasty league for people like me this year and Jaron and probably Tiger and some of those other people that it keeps the league going all year round, even for people who are out of the playoffs. It makes the off season a little bit more fun too, I think. So I think let's just open up that conversation and see where we can go from there once the winner is champion this year.
Yeah. Just to counter your thing, I mean, there's still stuff to be won. That's why we $37, so you can kind of recoup that money back. And the week 7 contest. So I know you're wanting the dynasty thing, but this kind of like helped to keep players that are already eliminated still engaged, still doing waiver wire transactions, stuff like that. I mean, like you said, it took you to week 9 to be the lowest score. And I think a couple of times you were just inched out by a few points getting the top score of the week. So, okay, Poppy.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective on the dynasty thing, I've never been against it. I've always been in favor of really whatever the league wants to do. I mean, I refrain from voting typically unless I am absolutely necessary. I like to leave that as a conglomerate. Really, whatever the majority wants to do is what I am good with. I'm try to be as much of a team player as I can in the Commissioner League. So if a dynasty format is what we end up wanting to move to or look at, I'll be happy to do it. I've never been a part of a dynasty league, so it would certainly be interesting for me.
I think so too. And for the dynasty league, you got to have a group of guys that are in tune with the season, and I think we have a group that I would at least like to experiment with that with. We communicate a lot, we talk a lot of shit, and I think it would just enhance the overall process of it. I'm not dead set on it. I'm just saying let's have a conversation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that's what we've got for episode 50. Let us know what you think. Hopefully you have joined the Discord by this point, and you are able to watch the show. There's other ways to watch it technically if you really seek it out, but we're obviously encouraging everybody to get on the Discord. Just like a little bit of transition, see how it happens. If we hate it, we go back to WhatsApp. So that's all I've got. Nick, thanks again for being on the show with us. Victor, as always, good luck to none of you, really. Nick's playing me this week, so I can't say good luck to everybody on the show, unfortunately. So, Victor, good luck to you. Yeah, everybody's rooting for you, Nick, except for me. So,
yeah,
I appreciate it. I understand.
Yeah. Well, that's what we've got for this week. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys out there on the chat and see you next week on the show.
Fucking eyeball, I'm gonna rip out his goddamn eyeball. I'm a flamingo, I'ma rip out your eyeball. I'm a flamingo and I'll get up in your child's eyeball. No more eyeball, child bitch. Time for grandma. Time for grandma. It's time for grandma. I'm gonna eat your grandmother. Time for grandma. Give me your grandmother. Give me her vagina. I'm eating your grandmother's vagina. I don't give a fuck. I'm flamingo, bitch. No rules here. No rules here. I eat vagina, then I fly away. Flamingo, goddammit, I don't care. I live by these rules and it's truth or dare, baby. It's a lawless nation for the flamingo. There's nothing that you can do about it. You ain't gonna win a flying all up. Damn, 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 I got a thirst for blood, got a thirst for blood, got a thirst for blood. I'm gonna come and get you. I'm a flamingo, bitch. I'm gonna come and get your ass. It's flamingo time. I'm trying to eat a little snack. Yo, your snack is mine. The snack is your person. Your human body is my appetizer. Then for dinner, I think I'm gonna do croutons and maybe a light baby spinach. I think I might do baby spinach for dinner. But first your sister, and first your sister, and then your sister's sister, and then your brother's sister. That's right, I'm eating your entire family tree. What's up, bitch? It's me. It's your flamingo. Thank you.